Okay then everybody, welcome to XLR. We have the British Grand Prix today for the 8th round of Season 4. Full qualifying ahead of the 19 drivers today. Hopefully we will have our 20th joining later in the day, either at the end of Q1 or for the race. Just wait to see who will be the first one out on the track. No one heading out just yet then. There's the Aston Martin of Hearts on his way out. There we go. Now we have actually some gamers out. Out goes the Aston Martin into the pit lane, and he, I believe, is the furthest around he's the furthest down the pit lane. There's a few other cars on their way out, such as the Mercedes there. That would be a Fuzzle. You can just see him on the minimap moving his way out. And out comes Hearts onto the session.
I think most drivers will be starting on those mediums to get that delta in.
Yeah. I've got my game just a bit too loud. Alright, so it's Hearts down the Wellington straight at the moment. And then he's got Fuzzle behind him. The Ferrari there is most likely D10. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's Jammy Dodge. I assumed it'd be D10, but then Jack Imac's not here, so...
Is he not again?
No, Jack's not here again.
Oh, Christ.
Yes?
I think he's done it on purpose so he can race in Tier 2.
Trying to get into the bottom 10. We wouldn't let him either way, but... Who's that that's just left the session?
Not sure.
Yeah.
Is that someone you invited?
No, that wasn't him. He was on. He was on Steam, and then that guy was on Xbox, and then like the other guy's on Football Manager, and I just said, "Oops, sorry."
It might be like Max or something like that.
Don't think so. Either way, he didn't take part in the session, so it's no problem. Hearts coming into the final few corners now. Around the last corner of Club to begin the first flying lap of Q1. It's going to take it into the first corner of Abbey. Through farm into Village and round the loop. Gets it on the brakes and turned in. Oh! Drifting his way through Village there.
That's not good for Hearts.
I mean,
back down.
He's kept it going, to be fair. It's quite impressive.
He's kept it going, but like...
Yeah, he won't be improved.
Now.
I think he just wants that delta down. Like, it's not going to be a competitive time with that mistake. It definitely won't be enough to get him out of Q1, but I doubt he'd expect this time to anyway, considering he's gone out with the mediums. There's the yellow flag. That's just the Williams of, I believe it's Power GT. Yes, it is. Just beginning a lap.
E10 has also begun his lap.
There's and both Red Bull's about to start one again soon.
Like, very
yeah. You can see that on the minimap. Haas goes a bit wide there through Beckerton into Chapel.
That's sector 1 from D10. 27.5. It's gone fast within sector 1. He's on the medium.
So Hearts down into that. What's the last couple of corners called? It's into the Vale chicane. 103.3 in the middle section from Fuzzle and up to the line. Round Club for Hearts does a 28.1. I doubt that will stand for terribly long. Fuzzle into the Vale chicane now. He just gets his car into Club and up to the line for Fuzzle. He goes faster with a 27.0. So Hearts' benchmark has not stood for long. Next we have Jammy Dodge in the last few corners. He's on the soft tyres. This will be the first soft run we've seen so far this session. And up to the line he goes faster with a 26.3.
So D10 comes through Vale to come to the line. He's looking quite fast. But
P2.
It's 26 points.
That's not bad at all for a medium tyre run. El Plan with a 26.1. Yeah, he's on the soft tyres. Power GT, unfortunately, invalidating his lap. He's going again, though. There's a yellow flag. I think Rocky's backed off his time. Luke the Blade in the last couple of corners goes a bit deep through the Vale chicane, but he gets on the power end. Round Club. He can only manage P5, though, with 27.3. Next is the Aston Martin of head flat, just beginning one.
He's not doing that
Rocky
yet.
up to the line with a 26.8. I thought he backed off. Clearly just took some time in those last few corners of his outlap. Then the Alpine of Sweatback, I believe, just beginning one. Yes, it is. And it is Hart's in the last corner there. He might be going again on this run. No, it's not. He's just starting another one.
How GT got a bit shaky there in the start of Sector 2. He did get a purple first sector. I don't know whether how accurate that is, but
No, in the game, probably not.
I think he's beaten D10 Sector 1, so
that's always a good start. Fuzzle just going again for another run. I think Sneaky lags in the final few corners. He's not. Okay, he's doing his normal thing, so we can basically ignore the AlphaTauri driver. He just doesn't use ERS on his runs. He just kind of does it for the fun of it. Get some long run practice in. Do we have anyone on a lap?
Rail is gonna come to his line now.
Yeah.
It looks good. Yeah.
How do you
it's a
jump up
decent
into
lap in his,
P6 then? Pyro
it's a
still in
decent
the
time medium.
pit lane, only just coming out. The AlphaTauri of head flat in the final corner comes up to the line, goes P3, 26.6. It's about 3/10 off the Ferrari ahead of him. And I believe it's Zackus Beast next to the line. No,
Who's just gone faster?
it was Martinez into P2. Sweatback Flame also jumps into P3. And now
Yeah.
the Aston Martin of Hearts abandoning that lap with an invalidated time. With 7/10 up in the middle sector as well. Is the Mercedes of tech support into the final corner. He's just beginning on. Zackus Beast also through the last couple of corners. Coming to the end of a run. Alfa Romeo driver up to the line. Goes into P8, 26.9. That's not bad for a first run. Won't be safe enough to get him comfortably through. But it's definitely a good banker for him. Fuzzle in the last few corners. 3/10 up in the middle sector. Gets a bit loose on the rear. Through Vale. Now out to the line for the Mercedes driver. Goes into P7. 26.8. 2/10 improvement in the end. It's not too bad.
I don't know whether D10's going round again. He is. He's improving by 2/10 a second. Coming down into Vale. Let's see what he can do.
Liam jumps up to P1 with a 25.8. He said he wasn't very quick around here. Clearly that was a lie.
Is he going to improve? He does. That's a very, very good lap on those immediate compound from D10.
Doesn't jump up any positions, I don't think.
He beat Pet Flat.
I don't know if it was behind Pet Flat originally. Kind of Pyro just beginning a lap on the mediums though. And I think the only other driver on a lap right Tech Support isn't on a lap currently. Giannuzzi's on an out. Sutton, Among Us and Shackles both choosing now as the time to come out onto the racetrack.
They always leave it late, but they have the pace to do so.
Yeah, and it's only Q1.
Yeah. So they all should make it through quite comfortably.
Yeah.
With a 27.7 in the first sector.
I think Pyro is the only person on the push lap at this stage. Just coming down the old pit straight in towards Cop's corner, where nothing controversial has ever happened.
Yeah, no, it's where.
Takes a bit of bit too much inside curb, which puts him wide. Somehow he actually keeps that lap in valid. Does Pyro coming around into Chapel now on the power. So 103.6 in the middle sector, which is not amazing, but he did make that mistake through Cop's corner, getting a bit of a slipstream from the Mercedes ahead of him, which I believe was Fuzzle. And now down into the last couple of corners. If you have Mr. Business added, he needs an invite.
Yeah, I've already done it.
Okay, cool. Pyro up to the line in his McLaren, goes into P12 despite that mistake, ahead of a few soft tyre runs, I think.
Yeah, I think it's ahead of Luke the Blade, but you never know how.
Luke did the run on mediums, actually.
Oh, right, yeah.
He's just on a set of softs now. Giannuzzi also on one. Tech Sport is in the last few corners now. He gets it turned in, gets a bit too much curb through Vale though, but it would have put him off too much. possibly about half a tenth or so lost there, and he jumps up into P7, 26.5. Should be fairly safe for him. Although if we see some rapid improvement from those guys behind, then he could suddenly be dropped into that bottom 5. Is that... Yeah, he's invalidated.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah. Luke the Blade on his lap. He's gone purple first sector. That is probably not very accurate, but still. Couldn't quite see what time he did in the first sector, but down the straight. Trying to not make the same mistake as Pyro. But it's a very easy mistake to make through cops.
Yeah, it depends on the downforce you're running, how much you have to lift off. Because for Luke the Blade there, it was easily flat out. Like he just took it completely flat in 8th gear. Whereas some may have to dab the brakes, possibly do a couple downshift for rotations. Well, Pyro having a spinner stow there. Possibly just trying to heat up the Riz a bit. Or maybe he's just messing around on his way into the pit lane, which he was.
Coming through Vale. Going to come to the line now. See what time he can put on in the sauce.
P2 there, yeah, that's very good. Less than a 10 behind Liam. Hart, no, that was Martinez. Hart's jumped up by 9 tenths into P14. And Martinez on his Tier 1 debut won last season.
There was one of them. I remember there's a... Because I commentated on that one.
Yeah, I remember you did, because then there was the 2 drivers that set the same lap time. Anyway, Shakos coming up to the line. He goes faster, 25.4. And that...
He just loves to play around.
That knocks Liam's time out of the park. There's an improvement there for Rocky, I believe, into P7. And there's an Alpine in the final corner of Sus Among Us. Can only match P12.
I could honestly see pole time as a high 24.
Quite possibly, yeah. But Sus Among Us can only manage a 26.7. But that was his first run, so on the mediums as well. So you'd expect him to have a bit more time in the bank. Giannuzzi also in the last few corners now. So he comes up to the line. He goes in P11, which has him out of the drop zone for now, but it won't be a safe time. We also have Mr. Business on his first out lap, managing to join us before the end of Q1 and enough time to get a run in.
He's just recharging the battery to go again.
Solid and Gio are having...
There's another Aston Martin just coming to the line from what I saw. Never mind, he's on his outlap.
Yeah, that's Pet. And then the other one's going into the pit lane.
Yeah.
So Pet Flat just starting a lap. Solid and...
Beast on his outlap.
Solid and Gio are having a bit of beef in the chat.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Shakos in Rocky, also in Jammy Dodge. It's about half a tenth up through that first sector.
You know what, I think D10 might have made a mistake retiring.
He could have done. Jammy Dodge is about 100th of a second up on his time. There's an Alpine going slowly in this corner that he's going through currently of Stowe, but Sasmax does pull into the pit lane. Jammy Dodge through the Vale chicane now and up to the line through Club. Can he get his Ferrari any higher than it currently is? He can gain time, but it's only about half. There's not. Well, I've confused myself there with those timings. It was a very negligible amount of time that he gained. Pyro just beginning a run. Mr. Business in the last few corners, but I believe Power GT, his teammate, has backed. Power GT's backed off his run, in fact.
Mr. Business is quite fast around here from what I saw from the practice.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do.
Had quite a solid result in Tier 2 last season as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He comes through Vale now. I think that's his second ever race.
Quite possibly.
Here he comes to the line. And
it's only P15. But he has just jumped in that car, so...
He has.
Although there is Pyro below him, who is a 10th up in the first sector. Someone just jumped up the order there. That would have been Fuzzle going into P4.
It was.
And that drops D10 down to P10.
Very good that.
Puzzle takes...
D10 might be in a bit of danger here.
Pyro with a lot less curb through cops this time around. does not go too wide. And so he'll be...
I
Oh, he's invalidated though!
Oh no. That is not good for Pyro.
I think
gonna
what he's
put
going to
him
have to
in
do
danger.
here is back off, save fuel, which is what he's currently doing. Save fuel now. Like, make sure you have the ERS and the fuel, then go again.
Yeah. I don't
There
know,
goes
that's gonna be
Aston
close.
Martin and the Alfa Romeo, slightly scared that they would get a bit caught up with Pyro there. But he did stay to the side of the track on the straight. Martinez retires in P6. Zakis Beast, his teammate, up the line, goes into P11. That's not bad at all. Power GT, half a second up as well in the first two sectors. He goes into P5, 26.112, exactly the same time as Fuzzle, and 6 thousandths ahead of El Plan.
And is looking in danger now. I think he has made a wrong choice.
Yeah, he's down in P11. Pyro going for a run as well. So Pyro can improve.
Yeah.
D10 gets dropped to P12. Tech Support and Gianuzzi and Sus Among Us can definitely go faster than him if they hook in a good lap. So those four would drop him all the way down to P15.
No, dropping down to P16, wouldn't it?
Well, 4 cars going ahead of them would drop him to P15. And then that's right on the edge in of itself.
Oh yeah.
And then there's
I
still
missed that one.
then there's still many cars that could find Zakis Beast needs 2/100ths of a second to be ahead of D10. Sneaky Lagger retires in the pit lane with
And that's all he wanted.
yeah, no competitive times in Q1 as per usual.
Ooh, okay. Hats is improved by
4/10ths up. He had 4/10ths up in the first two sectors. That would see him at 26.7, which wouldn't be enough to get ahead of D10, but it certainly will be a solid time for him into the final few corners. On the power now, there's an Alpine up to the line. That's Sus Among Us beginning a lap. Hearts into the final corner. He gets his car into P15, which is out of the bottom 5 for now, which pushes Petaflat down.
Pyro might be in trouble here.
Mr. Business 2/10ths up. Pyro's 8/10ths up through the bus stop chicane. Not bus stop chicane, Vale chicane. He needs to find the time here and improves to P8, which should be safe for him, but that drops D10 down to P12. Tech Support a 10th up. And Mr. Business into Stowe now. He's half a second up on his previous best. Puts him to 28.3, but he goes very wide. Somehow he keeps that legal. I'm not entirely sure how he's not had an invalidated lap time for that. Now round the final corner for the Williams driver. Up to the line. He gets himself into P12, which drops D10 down to P13 now. His teammate Jamie Dodge is on an out lap. Gianuzzi is down though on his time. So he needs to find like possibly a 10th or two in this final few corners.
Yeah.
And in the final chicane as well. Like, he needs quite a fair bit of time if he wants to consider himself safe. The checker flag's fallen. That's Zakis Beast. Can't improve on his P14. He's currently in. Gianuzzi up the line. Goes P13. Drops D10. Down to P14. He's really not looking safe here. Technical goes into P4, which knocks Zakis Beast out. Sus Among Us improves, and that's D10 out as well. Can Petaflat knock out Gianuzzi here? He's not up by much, but he doesn't need that much time. He only needs a 10th or two. Hudson's on his way in. Petaflat up to the line. He improves, and that's Gianuzzi out as well. And Mr.
Really
Business
close.
can consider himself lucky, escaping on the edge.
Some big exits. Gianuzzi and D10. Both out in Q, but that is some big exits there.
Yeah. Wow. Silverstone never fails to disappoint.
No, it doesn't, does it? I mean, it's a track that you have to be on your day in. Unless you're Shackle.
Shackles is always on his day.
In qualifying, I don't know how he does it.
Oh,
Mental.
Landra into Q2. So Sweatback Flame and Mr. Business both getting through quite narrowly. D10 knocked out. Rocky getting through quite close to the edge. Fuzzle and Power GT also had the same lap time. Although that's actually still... yeah, D10 saying his ego got a bit too big. And then... there's so many people in about a 10th apart. Like, Tech Support is a 10th just over a tenth ahead of his teammate, who's the same time as Power GT, who's 6 thousandths ahead of El Plan. Wow.
Go on, Jit, Lucy, but...
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, so, bit of a high ego, says D10.
Yeah, that is not quite the result
Ideal.
they would have hoped for.
No, that is not good for, is it? Yeah, Ferrari, especially the fact they are, competing for constructors this.
I think
So that's not gonna be
McLaren
good.
and Haas are beginning to run away with it, but then there is also a Haas car out in the first part of qualifying. I mean, looking at the standings at the moment, it's a 24 point gap between the two of them, although they haven't been updated since last week.
In that case, I will be doing combined constructor standings, so Haas will be first.
Yeah, so it's 24 points is the latest that
Yeah, but,
we've
like,
seen, and then I think Haas only
who won
opened
last
that gap up in the previous round.
Genesee got 12 points last week for Haas, so...
Oh,
got
and there's
24.
rain.
Really? Christ.
Yeah,
I haven't loaded in yet.
it's light rain.
Oh.
Like, they're
So
on
you wanna get on their
slicks.
softs.
They are on... The game
Yeah.
puts them on slicks, but it's very much raining. So,
I think you need to go out quickly.
yeah, they're all going out. They are all going out here. It's... look, you can see all the people running out into the garage. I think it's going to be Mr. Biss is the first out. There is cars absolutely everywhere in this pit lane. They're all scrambling to get out as soon as they can. If you mess up this first run, you are out of qualifying by the looks of things. Mr. Business is the first out on track. I think it's going to be 2 qualifying runs, one on the out lap, one on the push lap. There's just an almighty train. The 2 Red Bulls have not got themselves out as well as they wanted to. So Mr. Business is theoretically in the best position, but then someone like El Plan behind him, it possibly slightly better with that tiny bit of a slipstream. The rain does, I think, will be getting heavier.
It is. You can see it on the ground now.
Yeah, so they need to get these laps before the rain gets heavier. And Shakos is quite far down this train towards the back. I doubt that 10-20 seconds will make too much of a difference. But if the rain starts falling, yeah, they started to set. Fuzzle's gone wide at Cops. Tech Support's is practically pushing Sweat back through these corners. It's already starting to set. Maybe it's at the point where it would have been better to go out on inters from the start. Is anyone gonna change plans, go straight out on inters, and try their luck with that?
I don't know. I think you need to just go on a soft run.
Yeah, that's it. Appears to be what everyone's doing. So I think it's going to be one lap to decide who gets through to Q3 and who doesn't. Mr. Bennett with a massive slide in the last corner. That might ruin his run. El Plan then looking like he's in the best position right now out front. And he's coming through Village now on the right into Abbey. Not Abbey, that's turn 1. No, that one's Village. Now round the loop and into Aintree for El Plan. He needs to get going as soon as he can. The Alpine, I think I think there's an Alpine there. Of Sutter. Yeah, Sutter Mara spun on the pit straight. So he's probably not going to set a time here. El Plan coming around. Luffield at the moment. Mr. Business, is still ahead of him. DRS now gets disabled. That's the telltale sign from the game usually that it's time for the intermediate tyres. El Plan through Cops at the moment. He's definitely gained on Mr. Business this lap. So he's looking to set the early benchmark. Magus and Becker, they've all got to be so careful. Because if they go a tiny bit too wide, then that could just be them straight knocked out in Q. 2. Power GT's invalidated his lap. He's probably out. I think he's the only one though. And Alplan coming into the final few corners now. He's looking like the favourite to top the session at this stage, being the furthest around the lap, beside Mr. Business, who made that massive mistake. Pyro's come into the pit. Alplan smashes Mr. Business's time out the window. Martinez can't beat him. Pedflat can't beat it. Limberwalder can't beat it. Sweatback Flame goes into P4. Texport retires. Texport's gone out. Texport's out. Shackles gets thrown into P6. Luke the Blade P7. Mr. Business 8th. Fuzzle gets 9th. Sus Among Us is probably out. I think Power GT, Pyro, and Rocky are all going to be out here. Sus Among Us he's out as well. So I think we've probably had the qualifying order already.
I do think you need to go out again just to test the medium.
Yeah,
no,
the inters. But this could well be your top 10.
This will most likely be the final top 10.
Yeah, Pyro's gone inters already. He'll be on his way out pretty soon, I reckon. Yep, here comes Pyro. Pyro's coming out of the pits already. I think Sus Among Us is going to be knocked out. I think they're all going to be knocked out, really.
I don't know how heavy the rain's going to be for the whole session.
From the way they all scrambled out there, I think it's going to be much like that for the rest of the session. Unless it suddenly lightens up, when you never know. Pyro's the only one going out on the inters at this stage. So on L-Plan's time, L-Plan had a 29.4 first sector, which I think was the fastest we saw. We also had a slightly lower 29.4. Yeah, 29.453.
Trade into the pits.
A 1 minute 29.4. Sorry, a 29 seconds. 29.453 is the fastest first sector we've seen, which was from Martinez. Power GT is also trying out the inters.
Well, I mean, I don't think that it's going to be enough.
Yeah. It'd be really ironic if it suddenly goes to full slick conditions and Martinez, who retired at this stage, gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely...
You're definitely not. I mean,
it
depends. I mean,
inters.
I have to watch Pyro.
At this stage, it's definitely inters.
Yeah, but how do we know the inter's not, like, slightly faster? So
Yeah,
I think
like...
might have made a mistake there.
I definitely would have stayed in the garage just to see. And if it looked like I was in danger, I would have gone. I think Jamie does consider himself lucky with the slowest of the opening runs.
We'll find out by the end of Sector 1 whether...
Yeah.
So what was the fastest time in Sector 1?
28.4, I believe.
Okay, so we have to have a look.
I can't remember. Oh, Pyro goes very wide at 1. Somehow that's within the track limit. Not entirely sure how. I doubt, even though he's on the inters, there was a lot less rain on the track. It can't have been a 28, surely. It was a 29.6, I think.
Okay.
29.8. 29.6 was what Martinez did. 29.8 for Pyro.
Okay.
It's not awful.
So it's gonna,
I mean, if we look at the sector times of 10th place Jeremy Dodge, he did a 29.8, 39.8, and 27.3. So obviously we don't see the individual sector times. But in the first sector, Pyro was level with 10th. So he could get himself out here. If he hooks up a decent run.
That's why I said I think Martinez made a mistake retiring that early.
Yeah. Like, it's definitely
worth... he's gone fast just in Sector
109. I don't know. The rain was getting heavier and heavier the further they got around their runs. If it's at the point where a full inters run is faster than a partially slick run in inters conditions, then Martinez made a fatal mistake. Tech support's definitely out. Pyro sliding on the rear. He goes P4.
It is.
Yeah. It might not be able to beat L-Plan and Martinez, but there's still time in this circuit. I think Pau GT's
All it takes is
next
someone
to
like
the
him.
line. And he goes with a big slide across the final corner. He goes fastest.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Jamie Dodge just starting a lap as well.
Just made a critical mistake.
Yeah. It's never really
Critical.
worth retiring because you never quite know what's going to happen in the session. Rocky can only manage P11.
So Liam Bewildered to start his lap now.
Sus Among Us has come in.
Just see what Liam can do. Obviously, a very fast driver. So, yeah, I think it's
It looks to be drying up. There's
does.
not much rain falling. There's some,
not much.
but it's not
Have
much.
you gone? Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a tough one.
I doubt
I
it's
don't know
gonna
what the
dry
track,
up.
I think the track got slower. I think the track's got slower now.
Possibly.
Because Liam's just gone
This-
4/10 slower.
There's still rain falling in the paddock. There is still rain falling, but it doesn't look quite as bad as it was at some earlier points. I know, I have to say, look at Blaze going back out on softs. I mean, it could work. Maybe. I doubt it. I think it is Liam furthest around his run at the current point. He's down on his time in the middle sector, but he's two tenths down. If there's time in this final few corners, someone just jumped up the order. I think that was Fuzzle improved by half a second.
Yeah.
Jamie Dodge has improved as well.
The Liam to the line.
Yes, Liam up to the line now, improved by 2/10. But he can't gain any ground. Rocky starting a lap as well. Shakos also starting one. He's currently in the drop zone. So if the rain gets too much heavier, Shakos could be out here.
Jackals has got the pace, so he's got like a 5/10 differential too.
Yeah. But you can't account for the rain. Like, you don't know what the rain's going to do.
I think personally there's more grip out there now. You can see sort of a dry line sorting sort of form.
Yeah, you can. We're just going to have to wait and see, really.
Yeah.
Shakos in the first sector, 29.8, so that's level with what Pyro set in the first sector.
Yeah.
So, I think the thing is, they'll be slower in the first sector, because in the first sector it's still slicks, but in the rest of the lap was when it was inter conditions and they were all on slicks.
Yeah,
I think
so-
that's the situation that they were in with their first Q2 runs. Fuzzle's coming in, so Fuzzle, with 3 minutes to go, he should have time to get out for another run, but it might be a bit close. Possibly a bit closer than he'd like. Missed a business in the final corner as well. He gets 3/10 improvement still, despite completing his lap off the track. Shakos 3/10 up. He really needs that time.
Yeah, he does.
Or that as he drives through a McLaren, facing the wrong way. Liam Waldo goes up into P2.
Cool, that's a good lap from Liam.
Yeah, Shakos, the other title contender, round the final corner, 3/10 up in the middle sector, and now up to the line. He goes faster than a 35-1.
Jeez.
Never in doubt.
Who would have guessed?
Petafat is just beginning one. I think Jamie Dodge was blocked by Pyro. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Again. El Plan coming in. Not sure how long's left in the session, but El Plan could be in a bit of trouble. If whoever that slow McLaren is could go a bit faster, that's Liam, then we might be able to see how much time's left. Alright, Jamie Dodge on his way back out. So is Fuzzle. I still want to know how much time is left, but Liam is going at 2 miles an hour. Oh, he's out of fuel, okay. That's fair enough.
Oh, no plan.
Yep. I noticed that.
I don't even need to say what he put. You just know.
It's not as bad as some things.
Well, yeah, but like still.
Sus Among Us improved, but it's only good enough for P12. Hopefully, for him at least, he's got enough battery. I just noticed. Look at Fuzzle downwards. They're about half a tenth down to Sus Among Us. They're all on 36 zeros.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a minute for some of the runners.
There is time. Sus Among Us is 2/10 up in that first sector.
There might have been another block from Pyro.
Oh dear. But I think Pyro's on his...
Oh dear. Oh dear.
On Petaflat.
Oh yeah, it might have been slightly. I can't tell.
Petaflat still seems to be going, so...
I think it was just right at the start, so I might have lost some
According to... Sweatback Flame says it's full wet weather. Basel through first sector. Sweatback Flame retires. And at this stage... Pyro going very slowly. He's not going to improve with only a few seconds to go. Petaflat is still going, I think. Checker Flag's full and Pow GT's not improving at this stage. Sus Among Us up the line is 3/10 up. He gets himself through in P7. Mr. Business is 10.5 up as well. Just through that first sector. No, he just improved, sorry. Which gets him into P10. Fuzzle needs a lap as well. Luke the Blade. Like, all of this bottom 5 really need this lap. Mind blowing. Petaflat's down. This time he's coming in. It's Fuzzle through the S's here. I think Martinez has got away with it. And although Fuzzle's a 10.5 up. So possibly he hasn't. Luke the Blaze is a 10.5 down. So it's all about what Jeremy Dodge can do. And he's down as well. So it's all down to Fuzzle. Whether he can knock out... No!
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
That is a bad one.
That is bad. That is a bad one. That is naughty. That is really naughty.
Yeah.
Fuzzle won't be happy about that.
Understandably so. And Luke the Blade found the time. And now Sweatback Flame... And now Jamie Dodge has been knocked out by that. Oh dear. Fuzzle was definitely going through there with that lap. It's Pyro's AI.
Accidentally, yeah.
It was Pyro's AI, so he might get away with it. Hopefully for him, at least.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so after all of that, Shakos again tops Q2.
Fuzzle's not going to be happy about that one. That is probably going to be a penalty for...
No, it was Pyro's AI after he finished, apparently. Apparently it was Pyro's... It was Pyro's AI after he finished.
But Geo put in there, said it was on purpose.
No, I think that was a joke.
I don't know.
If it was Pyro's AI, then he should get away with it. If it's not, then that may be a different story. Alright, so Shakos topping Q2, then followed by Pow GT and Liam Walder, then it's El Plan Martinez, Pet at Flat, Sus Among Us, Pyro, Loot the Blade, and Sweatback Flame all through into Q3. They're knocked out Jammy Dodge, Mr. Business, Fuzzle, Rocky, and Tech Support. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Oh god.
I think for legal reasons, we can't read that out.
That's so difficult. He read that. Christ. That was naughty. Oh, it's raining again.
Yeah, raining again. Normally it tends to dry out in different sessions. Liam quoted what D10 said. Yeah, it's entered again. Well, that was... I thought for sure that Q2 was done there, and then it wasn't. Alright. So L Plan going out, Sweatbag Flame also out on the track. So is his teammate Sus Among Us. Peta Flat on his way out. Liam on his way out now. Pow GT on his way out. Yeah, so most cars going out besides Shakos and Pyro for the time being. So L Plan on his way around into the old pit straight. Alright, L Plan about to begin his first flying lap of Q3 very shortly. And at that point we can see what sort of pace these drivers have. So L Plan just coming into Stowe now. Shakos on his way out, so it's only Pyro still in the pit lane. And now L Plan gonna go on the power round club, and off he goes on to the first flying run of Q3. Into turn 1 he goes. He's not taking too many risks. He's going right up to the curb though. Does the AlphaTauri driver. Now coming through the loop section now. Then he gets back on the power round Aintree and onto the Wellington straight. There he goes now. He gets quite sideways as he goes. But he's still going just about. L Plan. He comes into Brooklands now. Then he flicks it to the right around Luffield. And then through Woodcourt. He gets on the power. Now he's all the way down the old pit straight into Cox. Gets it, but gets back on the power, goes all the way up to the curb, using as much of it as he reasonably can. He manages to keep it just about to the FIA standards. And now into Chapel now for the AlphaTauri driver. Just a few more corners to go. So 110.0 in the middle sector for the AlphaTauri. You can see him leaving his wheel tracks off those intermediates in his wake. And now just a few more corners to go down into the Vale chicane and in towards club for L Plan. Now up to the line he goes. Out of the first run in Q3, it's a 36.3. And Sus Among Us immediately beats that with a 30. Also with a 36.3, beating him by 9 thousandths of a second. Martinez 36.0. Sweatback Flame also goes on to a 36.3. Peta Flat with a 36.5. Then it's Liam Walder next with a 36-0. Barely unable to beat the Alfa Romeo of Martinez. Power GT next up to the line. And round the final corner goes the Williams driver again. And he also does a 136. This time it's a 136-1. And Luke the Blade next up. It's a 36-0. So it's these three drivers, the top three, in less than a tenth. Then there's Power GT, about a tenth behind them. And then it's Sus Among Us down to Sweatback Flame within like almost 200ths of a second. And then it's Pezza Flat, then Shakos into Stowe now. Gets back on the power. Here comes Shakos up to the line. And he goes fast with a 36-0 by just a couple of hundredths of a second. I don't think anyone else is on the push up for the time being, so we wait until Pyro comes onto the circuit. At which point we will have time from all the drivers in this Q3 session. Liam Bordas improving, going for another run, and he's a tiny bit up on his delta, which could possibly be enough to get him ahead of Shakos up the line. He goes, yes, he does. It's a 35-9. And there we go. And Shakos is beaten for one of the first times this evening. Power GT just starting another one as well. I think Sus Among Us might be going around again, although I'm not too sure about that one. Martinez is down on his time, probably on an in lap. Sus Among Us is down. Pezza Flat does seem to be pushing though into Cop's corner. Pezza Flat now coming in too. Marriott's round Beckett's as well. Now through Chapel goes the Aston Martin driver. Takes quite a lot of curb, but he just about gets through. It's a tenth and a half up for the Aston Martin driver. Just a few more corners to go for this run, which will hopefully see him somewhere higher than P9. But he gets a bit out of shape, and into the pits he comes. Just lost a little bit of time there through Cops. Possibly some more through the rest of the lap. And he unfortunately has to abandon that run. Sus Among Us is just beginning another one. Power GT on his way in.
My dog just keeps scratching the bloody floor.
Sounds like the sort of thing that you can expect a pet to do.
It does, doesn't it? But like, I don't know what she's doing. She's been a bit stupid, I'm not gonna lie.
Sus Among Us, 2.5 tenths up in that first sector. That would see him towards the group of where those leaders are. Would probably only see him around Power GT. And Pyro on an outlap, so is Sweatback Flame. Gets a bit out of shape to Sus Among Us. Coming into Cop's corner now. He's going to chuck the car in. Not taking too many liberties with the track limits, but he does go right up to the curb. Sus Among Us with just a few more corners to go for this lap, which will hope to see him jumping up the order, potentially into the top 4. Now Sus Among Us into the middle sector split. 4.5 tenths up. That, at this stage, would see him probably ahead of Liam, but be very close with the McLaren driver. Just a few more corners to go. If he can keep this going, this is a very promising lap for the Alpine driver. A bit of a lock-up in the Vale, but he's kept the car going. Not lost too much time for that, and up to the line he goes. And it is provisional pole position by just over a tenth of a second. But he crucially, he doesn't have the fuel to go again. So that will be Suss's last lap of the session.
Yeah, I don't think many people are going to be coming out now. I don't think there's going to be much time to find, but like they're going to run out of time to come out, so they need to get out now or never.
They've still got some time. They're all coming out. All the ones in the pit lane.
Sector 2 for Pyro. That is
1099. We can't. You can't actually like see what it is because he doesn't have a delta at this stage. But I think it's relatively close to some of what the other guys were doing.
Yeah, it might be. I reckon it'll be around Loot the Blade.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, still, like, it's only about half a tenth from there to Liam. Pyro can only manage P9, 36.4. I mean, if he has the fuel to do so, he can recharge and try to go again. Sweatback invalidated his lap.
He'll have a 10-second window, I believe.
The Sweatback? Or
no,
Pyro?
To get to him.
Oh yeah, there's 132 left in the session now, and he's about 30 seconds through a lap. He's actually burning ERS still. He's going for one again now. He's 3/10 up in that first sector, which would already see him around a 0.1, which is Power GT sort of ballpark. So yeah, this could be quite the competitive time from Pyro. Martinez is a tiny bit down through that first sector, but it's at the point where it is still recoverable. Heta Flat, I think, is just starting another one as well. So it's all eyes on Pyro for the time being. Into the Max Beckett's complex, he's got his teammate not too far ahead of him, possibly offering a tow for the McLaren driver. Pyro gets on the power, although it's a really slow middle sector. Pyro not improving. He's got to get to the line in time, but he's only got 60% ERS. Pedal invalidated. Martinez is also invalidated. So
Liam also going to go round.
Yeah, so Liam and Pyro both beginning new runs now. Shakos is quite far from the line here.
No, he'll have time.
Yeah, there's 15 seconds to go, but there's still
like a 3-second window.
It's gonna be close with Shakos.
He needs to
3, 2, 1. He gets out of shape. He's out. Shakos isn't improving. Or did he get? No, he did get to the line in time, I think. Shakos, no, he just about got to the line in time. I didn't think he made it. I thought he didn't make it. Sweatback's in. Pyro's going round there. Pyro's not going to improve. He's gone practically round the pedal flats on his way in. There's a Williams going slowly. That's Power GT, who's also not improving. It's Luther Blade, 600s up in that first sector. That's come to the end of the middle sector now.
Shakos down on his previous delta.
He made that tiny mistake while putting the power down into the last corner.
Yeah,
but
still time to be,
there will, he will be able to find those 400s in the rest of the lap. But with how close the margins are, that could be disastrous for Shakos.
And Maggots and Beckett's coming to the end of Sector 2 now.
Liam's improving.
At the minute,
it's not quite enough at this stage. With the Blade up the line, improved by a tiny margin, but it's not enough to displace Liam.
Here comes Liam.
There's El Plant in the final corner as well. He can't improve.
Liam round the final few corners now. He's going to come to the line in a second. We'll have to find out whether he gets pole. Can he nick it away from Sassamunga?
Yeah!
He does!
2/10 found. He found time in that final sector. Shakos is 2/10 up. Through that middle sector. He's got time. Is it enough for the hat driver? No, it's not. He goes round. He still improves. But I think if it wasn't for that mistake, he would have had it. Because he still improved. Even facing the wrong way. Martinez is down. And that's the top 10 order. Wow. I think Shakos did have the time there. He just lost it at the last corner trying to gain that tiny bit extra. Well then, quite
That was
It's
something.
really close at the top, but it's Liam Waddle that takes pole position, just under a tenth down to Susmonks, then Shackles behind, followed by Luke the Blade, Martinez, Power GT, L Plan, Sweatback Flame, Pyro, and Petaflat. All of those gaps are incredibly close.
Yeah, it was a very close qualifying. Jesus,
Yeah.
that's very close. So we go in 3 minutes time, so we don't have to wait long whatsoever.
Only 3 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go toilet quick. I'll be back in a second.
Hooray. And it's bone dry and sunny. Oh, I just seen Jamie Dodger's clip. Yeah, that is not an ideal one. Completely blocked on the exit then. Right, we don't have a long wait at all today, which is actually really lovely. As much as the shorter breaks are probably less helpful for the guys needing a toilet break, it's still a lot nicer for me, because there's less time. I just have to sit here doing nothing, waiting for what feels like nothing to me, and not able to do anything on the stream. Anyway, that being said, we've got about a minute and a half, I reckon, until we'll be getting going. So it's not going to be a long wait at all. So I'm just going to fill it by seeing what's going on.
I'm back.
Alright.
So we can have a look at what tyres people are on.
Yeah, I mean, we can't.
Top 6 are all going to be in hards by the looks of it, and then you got L Plan on mediums. Sweat on hard. The Pyro starting on the soft. That's a bit of a.
It will probably change when they actually go out on the outlap. I've noticed Sneaky actually using the German flag for once. I swear he's always been on rest of world flag, or maybe that's Shakos. Oh no, I'm getting confused. No, Shakos used the rest of world flag. I feel like Sneaky's always used it, but I don't know. Power GT says his Xbox is on life support, and we've got probably about 30 seconds to go till we can get started here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! And now we wait until Pyro sends the message. Yay! We're going.
Hurrah! This better be eventful.
I hope so. If it's not, I'm gonna be.
All you've got to do is spectate.
I'm gonna ask for a refund if it's not eventful.
Just spectate Pyro. No pun intended.
If it's not eventful, I'm gonna ask for a refund. for my time. And I'm sure Twitch will ask for a refund from the 10p of ad revenue they gave us. And the formation lap gets underway then here. And Sus Among Us has gone with the soft compound for the race start. Liam and Shackles around him, both on the hards. Luke and Martinez with... What? Okay. What issue do you have?
It was like where the race director was stuck on my screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need to make sure you're not on the race director when it starts. Power GT on the hards, L Plan mediums, Sweatback Flame also opting for the hard tyres, Pyro, Petaflat and Jammy Dodge with the mediums, Mr. Business going softs, Fuzzle on the mediums, then Rocky down to Sneaky Lagger all on that hard compound.
How long have I got?
They're just down the Wellington straight now.
Oh, okay. I've got time now.
Leaders are down Old Pit Straight currently.
What, Hamilton Straight?
Old Pit Straight. Hamilton Straight's
Oh, right.
the main straight. I'd be slightly concerned if some were on the Wellington Straight and the others were on like the Pit
I get
Straight.
my straight names wrong, mate.
Yeah, it's Hamilton, Wellington, and then Hanger. Yes, Sneaky at the back's just going into cops now. You've got plenty of time.
Right. Yep.
So it starts among us here. He's going to want to bolt off that race start. And he's going to want to run away and probably like open up a DRS window before lap 3. That's going to be his goal. No clouds in sight, so I doubt we're going to see any rain here. But Liam just coming into club now. Just getting ready to get his car parked up then. And then we will await the 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix. And for once, if you spectate a car starting on the left-hand side of the grid, you have a decent angle. Any other car, and it's pretty rubbish. Okay, I will bear that in mind. Look at the Blade from P4 missing his grid spot. That one won't be ideal for him. We just await for the last car of Sneaky Lacquer to park up. And then we will have the British Grand Prix. Here we go!
Yep.
To 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix.
5 red lights. Well, I've been held for quite a while.
As lights out and away we go, and it does seem to be the better start for Stars Among Us, who gets alongside before turn 1. The Alpine is gonna, they're side by side through the first corner. Liam Water and Stars Among Us side by side. Stars on the inside now. Brings it into 3. Just about get themselves ahead, but they're still going to be side by side. Round the loop for the race lead. Liam and Sus still going for it, but Sus gets that better traction off the corner. And he gets himself ahead on the first lap. Liam Water is not going to let him go that easily though, and he's closing in with the slipstream. He's going to go for the inside. He doesn't quite go for it, but he goes a bit too deep, which invites Martinez on his outside. They're going round the outside through the field. Side-by-side, very close to contact. Martinez goes wide onto the curb. They're still side by side though. This is playing perfectly into the hands of Stars Among Us. And they're going to be side by side into Cops' corner as Martinez going to hang it round the outside. He goes for the move and he pulls it off round the outside of Cops. That is a beautiful move from Martinez there to get himself up into second place. And with all that going on, it's allowed Stars Among Us to start opening up a gap. But Martinez is probably going to try and close that down. But Liam Water from pole position has to drop down to 3rd. Giannuzzi up into 12th already. A very solid start there. Power GT P4. And Power GT up 2. Martinez up 3 all the way down from 5th. Stars Among Us is 7/10 clear. Takes the pulse out. And Hart's going backwards. There's a safety car deployed. And I think Hart's coming into the pit lane here. Jeremy Dodge is being caught up in some form of incident here. And Shakos is down in P17.
That's not good.
I didn't even see what happened. I didn't even see it. What happened to the hat? He's just down in P14. Would have been some lap 1 contact. Tech support out in the opening stages. Jeremy Dodge and Hart's both coming into the pit lane. So I didn't see what happened to Shakos, but I imagine it'd be fairly similar to what we saw last week.
So it looks like it was Giannuzzi and Miauzi.
Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Bison and Petaflat changing positions on the safety car. Techsport leaves the session not in the best of moods after that one, probably. I have no idea what happened to Shakos.
I don't know what happened there, but Shaka's going to get his head down and carry on. It's a solid
at least, unlike last.
one.
Yeah, the thing, at least unlike last week, there's actually a safety car. Last week when he was spun round, he had no wing, and it was only a VSC.
Yeah, that wasn't too great.
I wish I could. I wish I saw what happened to like Shackleton. I wish there was just a like even F1 Manager has a replay. Like F1 Manager has a replay system. Why can't F1? That's what I really like. It just says like, it just gives you a replay that you can choose
I
to.
could go. I could ramble on about EA, but like Solid said yesterday, this league is not sponsored by EA, so let's diss them.
Basically, yeah. We're not the creator series. We don't have to be nice to them.
Exactly.
Although Solid might have to. He might lose his place in the creator series if he keeps dissing them.
He did that yesterday.
Or like completely dissing them, or just partially dissing them.
Diss them.
Giannuzzi's on his way in. It's not been the best couple of laps for the Haas garage. Giannuzzi coming in, just choosing to go for a set of mediums, I guess there, just to get. And he's got 3 tyre choice for the end of the race now, which is always good for him. So Sauce Among Us still out front. He hasn't. The issue is he had about a 7/10 advantage, which had been gone down to absolutely nothing. But he does have another 3 laps in which he has to open it again. Thankfully, he doesn't have to deal with them immediately having DRS, despite it being lap 3.
I can't tell what happened to Shackers.
Yeah, I don't know. Would have been contact with someone. I assume from what I've heard it was turn 3 crunching. Like, from what I saw as well.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking back to it, I think I did see a Haas facing the wrong way at turn 3.
I am not sure whatsoever.
I think there was a Haas facing the wrong way, going into, like, Village and into the loop. I'm pretty sure I did see one. Oh, that being said, maybe I'm just imagining it. Safety car is in at the end of this lap then.
It is.
So Martinez just taking quite a slow restart. And there's the changing of position. Swept. Business had a time penalty, and so is Pedaflat for collisions with each other under the safety car. Just doing a slow restart. He's doing a slow restart, but he's amidst. And now Mr. Business got another penalty. Is that a 10-second penalty? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it's a 10-second penalty for Mr. Business. He'll have to serve that in his pit stop as well. But Sussman goes for it on the exit of Vale, but he's got Martinez all over the back of him, and Martinez has completely jumped in water here. But Sussman does still lead into the first corner, but he does have an angry Alfa Romeo on his rear. But for the time being, Sussman does keep his car ahead. Don't think there's been too many changes in positions on this restart. Giannuzzi gets past Jeremy Dodds. They're going to be side by side into run the loop. Those two made contact on the opening lap, but Sussman is still out front from Martinez, trying to open up that gap on the soft tyres while he still can, and before those tyres start to go off. But that being said, Martinez is closing in on him down the old pit straight, but it won't be enough to go for any moves. Look like Williams pulled out to the inside there. That would have been Mr. Business, but no moves were made into cups. And Sussman is now 7/10 clear at the front, and he's still got another 2 more laps to extend that advantage.
Martinez is going to be hunting down his second win at Silverstone. Obviously, he won last time round. So
Zach Gillespie, Sneaky Lagger, and Rocky are all in a 3-way fight here. Sneaky is pulling to the inside. Yes, he is into Stowe. He does have to back out of that one though. And now here comes Rocky on his outside. We'll have the inside line into the Vale chicane. Sneaky goes a bit deep. They're still side by side, but Rocky does get himself ahead of the AlphaTauri for the time being at least, because Sneaky's going to fight back. But he does back off this time. And here goes Haas run 2 cars down the pit straight. Gets past Shackles and Sneaky. And he's just got a double in a place where you don't normally see one overtake. And now Plan being passed by Mr. Business here as well. But Shakos is still P18. He's still all the way down there.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I don't know what happened to Shakos. I mean,
it was contact with someone. Here goes Luke, the blade on the inside into Cops. But he does have to back out of that one. Power GT keeps his Williams ahead. Pyro in P6 as well. It's been a good drive so
Pyro
far.
could be going for a move
from the McLaren driver.
No, he's not going to go for it. That was a smart move from... Although he could have an attack down this straight. Here we have Pyro on the back of Luke the Blade. Is he going to be... Yeah, it's too far.
It's too far.
He's going to go for it? No, he's not. Yeah, too far.
Nah, if he went for it there, that would have been, quite frankly, stupid.
Yeah.
Rocky on the inside of Giannuzzi. Giannuzzi gets round the outside and up into P15. Shackle's still unable to get past Sneaky Lagger.
DRS enabled.
DRS is now enabled. D10 and Fuzzle side by side. Through the last corner, D10 gets himself ahead. Mr. Business now Plan going wheel to wheel through the first sector. Still Plan going to stick around the outside. I'm forgetting the corner into that village. And he just takes it up the inside into the loop. But he gets a bit out of shape. But down the Wellington straight, he should have enough. But that being said, Martinez is close to within 2/10 of Sus Among Us. So Sus's plan of starting on the softs has not worked.
Liam Bewilder really dropping off, just starting that DRS trade. So
it'll be tied every time, I imagine.
Yeah, it will be at the start, but like it's going to be. Oh.
And Sus Among Us had a really poor exit off Cobb's corner. I thought Martinez was going to go for it into Maggots, but he's going to stick behind and get the DRS. Yeah, he's going for the DRS here. And the rear wing flap is enabled on the Alfa Romeo. And he pulls to the outside. And long before the corner, he gets himself ahead. Power GT closing in on Liam Bewilder to go to the outside of the McLaren driver, but this time it's not quite so easy. But he does go for a switchback on the exit. And they're still going to be side by side into the fail chicane. It's going to invite...
That's some good racing.
Yeah, it's going to invite the other McLaren driver of Pyro to close in to the Williams. But there was no position changes there. Seeing like Power GT was ahead almost for a certain. Pyro going to go for it into three side by side. It's close to contact, but they're keeping it clean. And I think Pyro's just going to get ahead. Yes, he does. The McLaren driver gets past the Williams here. And with DRS enabled, he's now going to go for his teammate into Brooklyn. It's a bit too far back.
Yeah.
And Sus Among Us starting to drop back already. Most likely his tyres already starting to go off. D10's causing a bit of a train behind him. And Shako's still down, all the way down in P18. He's really not made any progress at all. Just getting stuck in DRS trains, I think. And I think also Shako's... I think he also prefers to run a more qualifying oriented setup with a slightly lower wings. Slightly higher wings, sorry. He put the outside of Sneaky Lagger here, but he just doesn't have the straight line speed. Although, using some ERS, he does get himself ahead and up into P17. Limp Walden now closing in on Sus Among Us. Has not been the greatest of tyre strategies from the Alpine. His plan of trying to pull away at the start has not worked out for him. And as it is, he's falling into the clutches of Liam in third. And now, I think the McLaren will be a bit too far back down the straight to make any form of progress. But he is certainly closing on the Alpine. He's going to have less mechanical grip through the corners as well. And I don't think it will be long. Yeah, it won't be long at all until the Alpine finds himself staring at that rear wing of the McLaren. possibly even both McLarens if Pyro feels slightly aggressive with the DRS. Giannuzzi's got past Hart in the background as well. There's a yellow flag, and that's Hart made the wrong way at Cops. Probably contact with Giannuzzi there, and that sent him spinning the wrong way. That gets Shackles up the extra position. Here goes Liam Walder on the inside. And there he goes. Pyro not going for a move this time around, but he might go for one soon. Shackles ahead of Rocky as well in the background. So that has now to into 15th place. Still a tall order to score some points, but you never can tell. A safety car can completely turn this race on its head. I think Pyro's still a bit too far back, but is he going to go for it in? Yes, he is. He goes for it again. The same move as what he pulled on Power GT. They're going to be side by side round the loop now. And I think on the traction, Pyro's going to have enough. Yes, he does. Through he goes. And he gets the DRS as well. Now Power GT is going to go for it on Sus Among Us, who has an exit compromised by Pyro on his outside. And Power GT goes for the move as well. But he always goes in the back of the McLaren. This is so close. We just about managed to stay out of contact. Shackles now up into 14th place. We go a bit deep. Shackles is now starting to work his way through the order a bit. But he just had to wait for the gaps to open up a tiny bit. But Martinez really does seem to gel around this circuit. He's 2.5 seconds clear after only 9 laps.
I've seen quite fast around here, so Pyro and Liam are going to have to work together now to try and pull away. But
Power GT is still going to have the DRS to them as well.
Behind him is not great for Liam.
Luke the Blade also now getting himself ahead of Sus Among Us. I think we're going to have to see Sus in soon. Yes, we do. He comes into the pit lane. Probably going for a set of hards to the end. And it's such a painfully long pit lane. You just have to sit there and you just wait and you wait and you wait, and it's 60 kilometers per hour. It's one of the slowest and longest pit lanes on the calendar. And Martinez is still pulling away at the front. I think the two McLarens are going to swap positions here. Yes, he does. To the inside goes Pyro. I think Liam not fighting that one.
No point. Especially his teammates, there's no point to fight that.
Yes, 3 seconds. Pyro to Martinez. Will Pyro on the softer tires be able to close into that gap a bit?
It does seem quite fast at the minute, Pyro.
Yeah, but the way it's been looking on the first stint is not looking good for him. As Luke the Blade goes very wide there on the exit of Gots.
All the pack is very close together. I must say, Shackles is starting to make some moves.
Yeah, he's working his way out the field, but next he has his own teammate, who himself is looking to go for a move on Fuzzle before too long, and he indeed does. Giannuzzi pulled the inside, and
very good stuff from Giannuzzi.
Into Stowe corner, gets himself ahead.
Come on.
And in the pit's going to Mr. Business and Fuzzle. Fuzzle going early off the mediums. Mr. Business slightly more understandable on the softs. But all of that gets Fuzzle, Shackles up into P11. I think Shackles just has to work his way through the field as quickly as he can, while also keeping out of any trouble. He doesn't want to find himself facing the wrong way like he did in Jeddah last time out.
Pyro is gaining on Martinez on that softy compound, but it might play into the hard tyre users' hands towards the end of this race.
Yeah.
Because they'll be on the medium to the hard,
yeah.
So he's going to be slow.
And then the tyre swing will also come before too long as well. Mr. Business dropping all the way back, having to serve that 5-second time penalty as well.
Yeah, I think those mediums are starting to drop off for Pyro now.
Yeah, Liam does seem to be the fastest car at the moment. I'm just watching the clip from Exeter.
Oh, but a lovely helicopter cam. And Giannuzzi and Pat Flat. Now it's gone. It's sad.
I'm just trying to see what happened to tech support. So, Hearts goes a bit deep. Oh, yeah, Hearts just spun into him, which put him into the wall.
Oh, for sure.
Which is unfortunate for both, I think. Which is why Hearts was facing the wrong way. Like, Hearts went a bit deep, tried to get the power down a bit too quickly through Stowe, and then Tech Sport was a tiny bit alongside. Like, and then just enough to be collected when Hearts spun round. So I think it's just unfortunate for both, really. Because I think Hearts would have had a lesser instant had Tech Sport not been there. And Tech Sport would have continued on if Hearts wasn't there. Like I said, the gap at the front is still opening up. Luke the Blade now getting past Power GT, who's going to fight back, though. But it isn't enough. I think the two McLarens need to swap around before too long. But I think Liam's just sitting behind his teammate and charging his battery a bit.
Shackles and Giannuzzi are working together here. Giannuzzi probably could
go for it. Nice, bit too far back.
There's no point going for that move.
Yeah, you have to be seriously alongside to consider a move into cops.
Yeah.
Like, you can't send it. You have to be completely alongside, or else an idiot, basically, to go for a move into cops. And yeah, the two McLarens do swap positions. Luke the Blade and Sweatback Flame are also going to go side by side. Sweatback on the inside of the Red Bull driver. Now to the outside, there's a bit of contact between the two of them. Luke on the inside into the Vale chicane. So now that inside swings to Sweatback, and Powdy T just waiting in the wings for any potential moves. And Sweatback does get himself ahead through that final corner. L Plan and Shackles both in. That's early for Shackles considering it's off the hard compound.
Yep, 13 laps to go in this race.
This guy, I assume he's seeing from how long the guys have gone on mediums. He's now going to go onto a pair of mediums himself, which indeed he is. Get out of that traffic, get some clean air.
Not a very long race, is it?
No, it's only 25 laps. Or 26. But it's because it's an incredibly long circuit.
Yeah, true.
D10 gets past Power GT into Cup. They're going to be wheel to wheel, side by side. Power GT does have to back out of that one. You can't really fight it on the outside through Cups. If you're a bit fast, maybe you can, but Luke the Blade are out of shape. D10 tried to send it. That's just compromised his run onto the hangar straight. Now he's got Power GT over the back for him. Luke the Blade pulls out on Sweatback Flame. But I don't think we're going to see that many changes. Giannuzzi goes for the move on Pedaflat, but that's all we're going to see. I think that is it's Sweatback Flame and Pedaflat both pulling into the pit lane. So is Sneaky Lagger. And I feel like my voice is starting to go, so that's fun.
Yeah, and both McLarens just working together to pull away from the cars behind.
Yeah, but it's still a 4-second gap to Martinez. So I think, unless we get a safety car or he gets a penalty for speeding, or just for track limits, I think Martinez is going to try and run away with this one.
Yeah, he is. He's very fast around here. Obviously won last season. So, to see what he can do. Oh, Pyro gets past, and Liam's a tactical swap.
Yeah, I think...
But Luke the Blade is looking very fast at the minute, obviously on those softer compounds. Don't know whether he just pitted, I'm not sure.
Luke the Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
he's
he hasn't.
Looking fast at the minute.
He's still going. He's just only just cleared the traffic. My voice is completely going, so this is going to be fun, but by the end of the race, it's half distance. Hooray.
Hoorah. So I reckon pit window's going to be coming in. People are going to be coming in this lap.
Yeah, quite a few guys
Liam's
have already come in.
Outside of Pyro, which is...
Shackles is stuck behind Fuzzle, which won't help him at all. Like, brand new mediums against... Yeah, Fuzzle on brand new mediums is up behind Fuzzle. Although, importantly, crucially, Shackles is ahead of Sweatback, who was running around P5 by the pre-pit stops, and now Shackles is ahead. And with DRS, he's going to be ahead of Fuzzle before too long as well. So he goes to the outside, down the hanger straight.
Rocky and Meowsy having a bit of a battle here.
Yeah, I doubt we're going to see any moves from the Red Bull in this section of the racetrack, especially considering how far behind he is at the moment. But Shackles out to the line does set the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he's looking for Shackles now.
It probably won't be too long until he does catch up to El Plan, who they both set the fastest lap on that previous lap, but Shackles is about 2/10 faster than El Plan,
Yeah.
and Shackles has the DRS this time around. El Plan doesn't. So South Among Us is still the lead car out of those who have pitted, but he's on 3-lap older tyres than most of the cars around him. Well, we're just going to be waiting to see how long until the leaders pit. Martinez going 15 laps on the medium so far, but he's still not in yet. D10 gets past Luke the Blade. Neither McLaren driver coming in.
Yeah.
None of the leaders coming in this time around. Rocky and Jeremy Dodge are going to be side by side, and the Ferrari does go around the outside through Stowe. Going slightly wide in doing so, but he does seem to have kept that, done the move to the game standards, as Shackles pulls into 12th place ahead of El Plan now.
He's pulling away quite a lot.
Yeah, Shackles is starting to open that gap. Rocky gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings of some of the more front-running cars. Giannuzzi gets ahead of Power GT. It's another fastest lap from Shackles. There's a yellow flag. That's Fuzzle off at the final corner. Possibly some contact or maybe just a spin.
Been a bit of a boring race,
Yeah, it's not been amazing. You never know. We can have a late safety car.
Yeah, anything could change it now.
It can start. Looking at the British weather right now, it's completely clear, but we could suddenly have a thunderstorm rolling in from 100 miles away.
Really?
No, I'm meaning like in the game. You never know. There could be a thunderstorm rolling in.
I thought you were talking about Ronaldo. I was like, oh,
No. There is a windstorm on its way though. Anyway, Giannuzzi passes Luke the Blade on the inside, side by side through Cops. The Giannuzzi does just about stick his nose in front. Luke the Blade also, Luke the Blade coming into the pit lane, so is Pyro. And the gap out front grows to 5 seconds now. I think it's about a 30 odd second pit stop time, which would see Martinez drop quite far back, but then he'll have fresher, and quite frankly, he's faster at this stage. Pyro goes for the softs this far in.
Ooh. I don't know. I think that's going to wear off really quickly.
Sus Among Us' soft certainly did, but they're on lighter fuel right now, and there's only like 8 to 9 laps to go, so it could work.
It very much could be.
But at the same time, it's either going to go really well or really poorly, as Pyro's now side by side with Sweatback Flame, who has his tyres up to temperature. The Alpine gets ahead for now, and Pyro crucially doesn't have DRS on him, but he does still pull alongside, using quite a lot of battery to do so. Hart and Sus Among Us having a battle around Luffield at the moment. Sus Among Us gets himself ahead. Pyro is not going to want to be behind Sweatback Flame. There's a bit of contact, I think, with Sneaky Lagger, but Pyro does stay ahead. Okay, Pyro pitting from second drops that far back. Liam Bull stays out for another lap or two. Pyro gets a 3-second time penalty as well. That one's not going to be good for him. I think, like, genuinely, Shackles could come out in the lead. Oh, Giannuzzi's sped in the pit lane as well. I think, genuinely, after the pit stops, Shackles will have undercut basically everyone as he goes to the inside of Hertz now.
Yeah.
Like, he's not far behind Sus at all.
He's looking fast.
Like, at the point where I think he might pass him this lap. Giannuzzi also goes for the soft tyres. Power GT opts for the mediums. Like, the first car after the leaders, after those were pitted, sorry, is Sus Among Us, who's 4 tenths ahead of Shackles right now. and on tyres that are 3 laps older. So I think Shakos will pull ahead, probably this lap down the Hangar Straight, I'd imagine. Well, actually, he's going to go already. He goes to the inside, down the Wellington Straight. Shakos gets into 6th place, and crucially, it's the leader out of those who have made a pit stop. And the pit stop time is over 30 seconds here. I think it's around 32 to 35.
But he will be in taking the lead.
Like, Shakos is in the net race lead at this stage, but his tyres will be 5 to 6 laps older. Martinez comes in from the race lead. So does Liam Boulder. And D10 follows suit. So they are all into the pit lane here. And all eyes are on Shakos at this stage, who down the Hangar Straight does stay ahead of Sus Among Us. And now he's just going to have to see where the leaders come out. Martinez goes for the soft compound tyres to the end of the race. Shakos is on 5-lap-old mediums. All of the leaders have gone for the soft compound of tyre. And then it's going to be Shakos with the track, with the track position. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's going to be very, very close with Martinez. Shakos can't quite get himself ahead of the Alfa Romeo driver, but he's going to have the DRS, and his tyres are up to temperature compared to Martinez's brand new tyres. But I think it's not going to be enough, because even with the DRS, Martinez does still pull away. So our plan on the inside of Sus Among Us as well gets the move done, but Martinez does maintain the race lead here, despite Shakos' best efforts. And Liam Boulder dropped all the way down to 11th, with 3 cars ahead of him yet to pit. So it's not what Liam would have wanted. The young car does appear to be exceptionally powerful around this circuit and in these conditions. And already Martinez has pulled that 1 second window to Shakos. So I think Martinez is just going to try and run away as soon as he can. He's just going to try and pull away, run away with this advantage that he has. Sneaky Langer gets past Hart into P8. Liam gets past Sweatback Flame at the same time. So Liam has to clear the Aston Martin next, and then he has to clear Sneaky Lager as well, if he wants to get anywhere close to some of the cars where he was battling before. But all of this means that Shakos has dropped 1.7 back on Martinez. Giannuzzi sets the first lap of the race on the softs. Liam clears Hart's good very wide as well. And now he's got Sneaky Lager, and only then will he be close to his teammate. But that being said, he will have to clear Sus Among Us as well if he wants to get to where he was with his teammate, because Pyro's just gone past through Aintree there.
That's a good move from Pyro.
With that being said, it's a 2 second, it's 2.7 seconds already. Martinez is pushing to the limit on these softs, it appears, and he's opening the gap so much. And it's gonna be such an interesting fight to see whether the guys on the softs will be able to pass the guys on the mediums and on the hards. The Pyro does seem to be approaching El Plan. Liam Water gets ahead of Sneaky Lager. I think that was into Maggots, which is a very impressive place to overtake. There's a yellow flag. That is Wetback Flame off at Beckett's. So Wetback Flame has gone off there. Would have been most likely some contact go off in that position. Pyro has cleared El Plan.
Yeah, he's on,
and now it's only half a second to Shakos. These two did come together on the opening lap last time out, which resulted in Shakos spun into a wall damage, and that's Hart's round at Stowe. And he's probably going to be into the pit lane then, although he does actually stay out. Martinez is catching up to Jamie Dodge and Rocky out front. I think Jamie Dodge is going to try to go to the end here, and to be honest, he could probably get a solid result from that. He pitted on the opening lap. He's got a 2 second advantage or so to Martinez. He's not going to win the race, but he could get a top 5, possibly even a podium if he's feeling lucky. Although that being said, Martinez has closed that gap down by 8 tenths in the span of 2 corners. So they're not going to win the race, but they could get quite a solid point finish. Pyro almost looked for a move into Cops. He's that much quicker on these soft tyres at this stage. He's going to go for a move sooner or later. You can just feel it coming. And I think Shackles won't be able to fight it in the slightest. Pyro gets the DRS down the hanger straight. And he's got the slipstream as well. He pulls to the inside. And Shackles can't do a thing to fight against it. And Pyro gets up into a net P2. Martinez got past Rocky for P2 on the track. So it's a net second place for Pyro now. He's pushing for a podium here. And I doubt it's the old plan getting past Shackles. But will Liam be able to clear the AlphaTauri and then the Haas? So Martinez goes for the move for the race lead. And this time it is the race lead outright rather than just like the net advantage. Now Liam Walder going around the outside of our plan gets the move done. And he gets the DRS to go with it. Pyro's still 4 seconds back on Rocky. Shackles still in his DRS, but I doubt he will be for long.
Yeah, I mean, Shackles has got the ability to hold on, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, I don't think
I mean, no softs has been
he'll hold on to
P.
I reckon he'll hold on to P4. He's going to lose out to Liam, who's already 1.2 behind him. I reckon he's going to lose out to Liam, but he'll still beat out all the other guys behind. Unless Giannuzzi goes on a charge through the field. They'll have to make a lot of moves to be at the point where he's even close. Martinez is basically 6 seconds ahead of the next car that's likely to challenge him on track. Shackles in the DRS zone got close to Pyro.
Yeah.
Rocky still is yet to pit, I believe.
I think no softs are going to start.
Yeah, Rocky is still yet to pit. Jeremy Dodge has made a stop, which he made on the opening lap. So Rocky will, he's going to fall all the way out of the points when he pits. He's been gambling for a safety car, which just hasn't arrived. Shackles will get the DRS this time down the Wellington straight. He doesn't have the speed to get... He won't have the chance to get past Pyro. But he's certainly closing in. But I've just remembered...
Shackles just got an ability to keep behind.
Yeah, he's just got to keep that 3 second behind. I completely forgot that Pyro does have that 3 second time penalty that he received. So all Shackles really has to do is keep in the DRS window. And at that point, he should be on for a solid finish. But that being said, they're both closing into Rocky as well, which will nullify Shackles' DRS advantage for a lap or two. I think Shackles will still clear them, but Liam Walder now has the DRS as well. He's going to go for the move on Shackles. He doesn't go for it this time around, but he could be eyeing up one before too long. And Pyro's almost caught the 2 cars ahead of him. He probably will have done by the time they get round to the DRS zone of the Wellington straight, which indeed he has done. It's already 9/10 of a second.
Oh, he's just got out there again.
Pyro will almost certainly get the DRS here. Although actually I think he's just missed it by about 200ths of a second. I think Pyro's missed the DRS this time around. Which will be... Yeah, he has. Pyro's missed the DRS this time around, which will be almost crucial for Shackles to try and stay ahead of Liam as well, which pulls him just a bit closer to the cars ahead of him, and Liam almost goes for a move, but he doesn't quite have enough of an overlap to go for it. He looked at sticking one up the inside, but he had to back out of the move, otherwise there would have been quite a high-speed collision. D10 gets a 3 second time penalty. But we're focused on the front here, where Pyro, through Cops, really closing in on Rocky and Jamie Dodge. But Shackles is really quite far back from Pyro, but he's just about managed to get the DRS to the McLaren. That's the only thing keeping him ahead of Liam Walder behind. Here goes Pyro, but he doesn't have the straight line speed to challenge with Rocky, who's going to just pull away down the straight. Pyro does go for a move into Cobb's corner, not Copscorn, sorry, that's into Stowe. But he does have to back out. Although he does keep a wheel in through the voucher again. There's a bit of contact between the two of them. But now Shackles is alongside the Red Bull. And he pulls himself ahead into the final corner. Now Liam's got to get past as soon as he can as well. Liam goes for the move into turn 1. Now Pyro on the back of Jamie Dodge. There's a D10's gone out. That's at the final corner. It's too late for a safety car at this stage. So it's just going to be a sprint to the line. Pyro getting really out of shape on the rear of the car. That's allowed Shakos to go to his outside. They're going to be side by side down the Wellington straight. Pyro and Shakos for P2 on the track. Pyro, with that 3-second time bound, he won't be able to keep it. But they're going to be side by side. It's so close to contact. They do make a bit of contact. There's a bit of wheel rubbing between the two of them. But Pyro on the outside just about gets himself back in front of the hashed car. Here goes Liam Walder into Cobbs. Is he going to go for it? They're side by side. He does just about have to back out. But that invites Shackles to go a bit too deep. And Liam on the inside just about gets the move done. And Shackles through Maggots just has to back out. And now Pyro on the back of Jamie Dodge is going to go for the move for second place on the circuit. So Liam Walder is still on for that P2 position on the result. There could still be a podium for Jamie Dodge here as well. Pyro goes quite late on the brakes, pushes the Ferrari driver that little bit wide, and now Liam Walder's on the outside into the fail chicane. They're going to be side by side, and Liam does get himself ahead of the Ferrari. And now Shakos is going to hope he can emulate the move. But all this fighting has invited Giannuzzi and El Plan to this train. I don't think I stopped talking there for a solid minute.
Yeah, I know. I was like, Jesus, when can I get a word in?
Shackles is going to be going for it before too long. And now on the power, he should have enough straight line speed to get past the Ferrari down the straight. But Jamie Dodge does have the DRS to Liam Ward up ahead of him. But Shackles does pull to the inside into Brooklyn. They're going to be side by side. Shackles gets himself ahead of the Ferrari. And now Giannuzzi trying to go around the outside. He's got to worry about El Plan too. There's a bit of contact between Giannuzzi and Jamie Dodge. Is he that much quicker on the exit? Is he going to go for a move on the outside into Cup's corner? I think Jamie Dodge is just going to have to back out of that one. He gets squeezed a little bit onto the curb and through goes El Plan as well. With all that going on, Martinez is 10 seconds clear.
Yeah, so Martinez is going to...
Yeah, it's going to be a comfortable victory for Martinez. But Pyro is likely to drop probably all the way down to P7 here with all this battling. Liam goes
Martinez,
into P2, but it won't make a difference.
It's going to go for the way of Martinez for the second season running. And he wins.
Martinez wins in Silverstone, and it's going to be Liam Ward coming on P2. And Shackles, after all of that, spun around on lap 1, comes on P3 for an impressive result. Pyro gets P5.
Yeah.
Sus Among Us P6. Power GT comes on P7. El Plan in P4 as well. Jamie Dodge comes in P8 with that one lap, one pit stop, and the entire 93% tyre wear for Jamie Dodge there. Sneaky Lagger comes home 10th from the back of the grid. Giannuzzi's penalty for speeding dropped him so far back. Jamie Dodge is so lucky to have not got a puncture there. 93%. Wow.
That was a very good race. I think my driver of the day score will go to Mark.
Yeah, it's...
That's a great race.
I don't know whether... It's either Martinez or it's either Martinez or Shackos. And Martinez...
I'll go give it to Martinez. The way he handled that race.
Yeah, Martinez in control completely throughout. But then Shackos last on lap 1 to come home P3 as well. Liam's brake pedal was stuck at 80% max pressure. Well, he's still managed to get P2, so there's not too much to complain about. Yeah, I think I'll have to give it to Martinez as well.
Yeah, Martinez just handled it really well. Well, yeah. Great race.
Yeah, and you said like around half distance it had been really boring.
It was boring at the start, wasn't it though?
Yeah.
And it got really spicy at the end, so...
Oh, it was El Plan and Shackos on lap 1, apparently.
So, I mean... It was, Great race. Martinez
Yeah,
also picking up full points.
yeah,
Possible.
that was a very well done drive from Martinez. Didn't quite get the qualifying he would have hoped for in the
Yes.
rain, but he managed to convert it to victory. So that's which is at the end of the day all that matters. Well, that was the British Grand Prix. Then thanks to everyone watching the stream, and we will see you next week for some
Yep.
more Tier 1 action, which I believe will be in the Italian Grand Prix at Monza.
Yep.
Until then, good night.